Hi, my name is Paweł Spychalski and I have to admit that until very recently I had no bench power supply. Somehow the LiPo was usually enough for powering the devices I'm building, and I also had this I cannot show it to you, some small PSU that more or less satisfied my needs. But recently I decided it would be actually nice to have a bench power supply that I can use to power my drones, airplanes and other devices at desk with current protection and stuff like that. So I got me this. This is called Longway PS-3010DF. We will not be doing any kind of review of this crap right now. This is up to 30 volts and up to 10 amps. I measured with the load, with the dummy load, it went up to 8.5 amps. So let's say decent value. And from like 2 weeks of usage of this, I can say that it's relatively nice design. Even the current protection is working. I'm not sure you can see it right now. You see, oh, it's okay. And bam, and the overcurrent protection kicked in and I did not burn anything. So pretty nice. I do have a problem with how you change the voltage, because the way with this coarse and fine, it really sucks. I would prefer, I don't know, encoder or something like that to be able to really know what you are changing, but this is not important. What we're gonna do today, we're gonna do a teardown of this device and we will see what did they put inside, and is this mostly air or actually is full of stuff that is useful inside of the thing. If anyone asks, what about the warranty? And do I care about the warranty? No. Because I got this from China, and if this would die, then I would have to send it back to China for repairs, and because shipment to China costs more or less the same how this thing, it really makes no sense to worry about any kind of warranty, because come on, if it dies, then it dies. It was only around, I don't remember, 70 bucks. So yeah, the first thought for today is that yeah, they could have made it smaller. Maybe not in this dimension, but definitely they could have made it like low profile with only half of the height of the inside, and they would only have to rearrange the front panel. Whoa, something is rearrange the front panel. Let's see what got loose and no, got cool. Oh, this is cheap shit. Apparently something was not really tapped, only something like that was added, but okay, let's see what goes where and how decent this thing really is inside. Yeah, all the cables are protected with some kind of the gooey thing, so it's rather doubtful that they would disconnect automatically without any warning. So this actually is a really nice thing. It means that probably it's not the cheapest. On the other hand, look what's happening. Maybe the plug is not going out of the socket, but then the whole plastic is loose and you can just still remove it. So yeah, not the best. They say this can go up to 10 amps. The radiators, the heat sinks on the MOSFETs over here suggest that yeah, maybe, probably, why not? Probably this will be just fine. This looks over here, looks like a half H bridge. No, this is H bridge. This, I have no idea. Oh, this is interesting. And what kind of a paper is that? There is some kind of a paper on the PCB. What does it do? My dear, what are you? What are you? Looks like kind of insulating paper, probably below this toroid that was supposed to, I don't know, protect this from something. Interesting. It's also interesting what this thing, short bridges over here are. Hard to tell. As you can see, the quality of the assembly is not fine. Those are, I think those are rectifying bridges. Rectifying bridges? Yeah, those are rectifying bridges. And what they did with the rectifying bridges, instead of having one rectifying bridge, they bridged two bridges in parallel to have more current going through this. There are no markings on the rectifying bridge. I have to take this out of my finger. China. Let's see what are the rectifying bridges over there. The bridges are GBU 808, right? GBU 808 data sheet. Okay, so according to the specification, this thing 808 is 800 volts, max reverse voltage 560 volts, and the current is constant current is 8 amps. So what they did, by combining two rectifying bridges in parallel, they more or less boosted this to 16 amps. And probably the 8 amp was not enough. I wonder why. Oh yeah, I know why. Because the rectifying bridge is behind the transformer, so this is why there's low voltage. So this is why they are getting away from with more or less, they say 10 amps, but it's not really 10 amps. The capacitors look kinda biggish, kinda nice-ish. Too bad the quality of the assembly is, well, the top side is not that bad. Even this small transformer, because this is a transformer, this is not just a choke. It looks kinda good. The WS Tech AC/DC converter 2 amps. This is probably only to power the electronics that drives the power section of it. And I'm not actually seeing any digital electronics over there. There is no CPU, MCU, STM32 of any kind. Maybe they had to put something on the electronics side over there, because without this they would not be able to drive those LCDs. Let's check the LCDs and see if there is or maybe I should not be using the electric stuff. If they used the generic MCU or something off the shelf, some kind of the... Okay, so what do we have here? Oh yeah, we have something. This thing has the USB connector with 2 amps, and here we have the voltage stabilizer, linear LM7805, and here we have TM1640. What's the TM1640? Some kind of MCU from Texas Instruments. TM1640. 1640. No, so after all, they pulled this device without any STM or Atmel or Atmega running around, because this device over here is the driver for the LEDs and apparent. Oh no, there is something else. See here, this one, it's protected with some kind of the epoxy, so I cannot get to the markings. They did not remove the markings on the chip over here, but it's covered with epoxy. I cannot really get to the markings on the chip. So this is probably the device that's actually doing the measurements of the voltages and adjustments for the power side of the section. And this is only a driver for those LCDs, and looks like the LCDs are connected in parallel, and they are just switching between 3 LCDs, so it looks like more or less that 3 LCDs are working together. Okay, not that bad, kind of interesting design. I still personally would prefer some kind of more advanced encoders to be able to set the voltage and the overcurrent protection. Not this, because this is only a reading. This is only a reading section. It really shows what's on the outputs, while here we have 4, but those are working in parallel because this is the core, so this is the fine. So those are probably in parallel connected to potentiometers that are going somewhere here into the power section, and this actually drives the voltage of the whole section. So yeah, yeah, here you see. Yeah, the top side of the board looks kinda nice, but something is missing over here. Probably it was not needed at all. On the other hand, look what's happening on the bottom side. There are 2 resistors. There is some kind of something put over there. This looks like a condense capacitor. So yeah, overall it's kind of messy. It's not really the best design, but at least they put the silicone thingy on the heatsink, so this will not be overheating too much. I know that there is somewhere the temperature sensor on those, at least on the H bridge over there. Some kind of the resistor is touching the heatsink. So overall, not that bad, not too good, to be honest. On the other hand, what do you expect for 70 bucks on the something that's, according to the specification, is supposed to give you how much? Oh, no. Bad idea. It's supposed to give you 10 amps and 30 volts, so around 300 watts. Yeah, not that bad. 3.5, not great, not terrible. I think that was the quotation. That was, yeah. Okay, let me assemble that and we will make maybe some kind of the test. I have some resistors. We're gonna connect some resistors, see what's on the outside. Okay, let me assemble the thing. I really wish they made it half the size. It would be much better. Okay, the thing is still working, at least it's appearing to be working, because no magic smoke popped. What I have over here is the 50 watts 4 ohms resistor. So at the current of the voltage of 30 volts, according to the Ohm's law, we should be able to pull around 7.5 amps of current from this thing. So we can check if this will still give us the current they are saying they should be giving us. The thing is rated only for 50 watts, and we will easily come on those cables, and we will easily have much more than the 50 watts. So we also will be able to see what burned first. Was it either this thing or this thing? And this thing is working. Let's open the current to the max. It's already pulling 100 milliamps at the voltage of half a volt, and let's start increasing the voltage until we will hit the 50 watt mark. So, and now we are more or less at 15 volts, almost 4 amps, 57 watts. I have the 40 degrees, so some of the power is already nicely appearing. It's starting to be really warm. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen. Oh, it started to make noises. That means it's under a load. We are at 200 watts already. The thing is getting warmer. It's more than 120 degrees. Will it pop some smoke? 140 degrees. Oh, okay, 150 degrees, and the resistor is already starting to puff some smoke. And it's pulling 7 amps, so it's working. Okay, let's cut the voltage. So that means it's working. 7.5. The cooling of the thing did not even started. Although it's very, very warm. Oof, the smell. I hate burning electronics. It's still hot. 237 degrees on the resistor. But it's still working. Although it puffed. No, it did not puff the magic smoke. Okay, so not great, not terrible. The build quality was rather crappy. On the other hand, for 70 bucks, what do you expect? I will also try to connect this thing to the oscilloscope with some load, so we're gonna be able to see if there is some kind of the ripple, but not today. This video is already too long. Oh, it's hot. It's really nicely hot. It's still more than 200 degrees Celsius hot. Okay, yeah, that's all for today. Until the next one. Bye.